Hello everybody and welcome back to the final video in the Force Unleashed 2 Any% tutorial. We are going to be covering the Darth Vader fight, which is the final boss in this game. This first section of it is going to be very slow, get you nervous because you're on a really good pace, and you're going into a section that can fall apart really quickly. Because this is another area where you can lose a lot of time because of the zombies. The zombies in this, for the final boss, are quite inconsistent. Thankfully, we do have a strat that helps you to deal with them. It doesn't really matter where you do the menuing, if you do it back in return, or you can do it here. But what you want to do is you want to upgrade Mind Trick. When you upgrade Mind Trick, this will help with some crowd control against the zombies, because that's actually kind of the primary strat that we're going to be using against Vader. Please!
You're Vader's puppet. Just a body filled with the memories of a dead man.
But just go through this section. There are 3 different kinds of QTEs you can get based on the animation that Vader does. Will help you to decide whether you're going to be pushing X, left trigger, or doing your, or flicking the left stick down. Like, there are always 2 different things that'll show that off. So, just take some time. You'll learn it with experience, which version he's going to be doing. Getting this one. Hit him with that. And now you can jog. There's no way that you can have movement in this section. It is really obnoxious, but it is what it is. Alright, so actually fighting Vader. There is a strat that we use. There are actually a couple of strats. One is faster, but makes it a whole lot more of an RNG nightmare. I will be showing it off just because it's actually how we open the fight. But when during the actual zombies section,
only a matter of time before you return.
It's going to be showing off a lot.
Or you will die here.
It's going to be, yeah, you'll be seeing how kind of it works and how it functions. So when opening the fight, you're just going to jump right away into here, electrocute Vader, and then you can loop him with your 3-strike lightning combo. You don't want to do it too much, because otherwise Vader's health will drain past a certain point, and then it will just stop, but you can actually continue to keep him stunlocked. So I only do it about 3 or 4 times. And you know you got it, because the moment he spawns these zombies in, then he's going to go into this cutscene. And he's going to go into that little jumping thing. Force it down. Once you hit this cutscene, you can switch costumes again and skip it, because there is a checkpoint that shows up. And that gets you all set up here. He's going to force these at you the moment you see the ability to be able to force them back. You can do so. Sometimes you'll just miss. That's just the game's way of saying, sorry, you're out of luck. Like that.
Hate is your ally.
And you know you got them all when the camera angle changes. And then you can just, again, keep him looped. If he spawns the zombies really early like this... Oh, he didn't. You can either keep the loop going, or what you can do is you can mind trick the zombies. That will make them attack Vader. And then when they attack Vader, you can then just start wailing into him again with your combo. Forcing this down, you have to force it all the way down in order to activate the cutscene. But then you can just jump into this. That'll activate that flashback and will get you set up for the final section of this part of the Vader fight. Once you jump into him, he's going to jump across. Now, one of the things you have to be a little bit nervous about is lightsaber locks. Sometimes Vader will just put you into a lock, which is it is really, really rough if you do get to that point, because you just have to endure them, and they are pretty slow. You lose about 20 to 30 seconds per lock. Some ways that runners can negate even the risk of locks is just by foregoing the lightning combo and just doing the mind trick strats, because then what can trigger a lock is if Vader is blocking a bunch and then he decides to do a lock.
Kill him.
So, like, in these instances, I just recommend doing the mind trick. How the mind trick strat will work to optimize it the best is in between each combo, you kind of jump away from him and do a mind trick. Well, you don't really jump away. You just back off and do a mind trick. Because then you can see I can just wail into him a bunch and don't even have to worry about it.
Destroy him.
Right there, he didn't do his saber throw, so that means I can just go ahead and go right into hitting him with the lightning combo. Get really, really fast phases across. Don't jump across before the camera pan, because if you're like way up in the air when the camera pan happens, then your momentum will dead stop and you will die in that little cutscene.
You are a failed experiment.
And you can just, again, dash across, and that's the end of that section.
Where is he?
Juno.
Bow before me, or she dies.
Wait, wait!
So we're going into the final section of Vader,
I
and in that final section,
will do
you
your
actually want to get into a
Just let
lock.
her go.
Find and kill General Kota. If you refuse, the woman dies. You will return to
Because when you get, and you'll kind of see how this final section is going to work, but you have to shove
and when your training is complete,
Vader into a
hunt
very
down
specific
and
spot,
execute the rebel leaders. If you fail, she dies.
and then when you do throw him into that spot, when you push him into that spot and get into a lock, you'll be able to just delete his health really, really fast. So you'll get to this section, he'll show up, and then you just wail into him and push him over to one of these pillars. You want to keep him over by the pillars, because if you're close enough to it,
She means nothing.
then he will get shoved into the pillar, and then you can just mash Y on him and finish him off. You'll see his health get absolutely deleted. The angle looks weird and it'll look like I won't get it. I assure you, it will be fine. The positioning is pretty forgiving. You can see you can mash Y and half of his health is just gone. Then he's going to start shooting you with his own lightning. Just block it for a bit and kind of run forward so you don't lose any positioning.
Rise above this.
Wow, this is really unfortunate. I should have gotten another lock by this point. Wow, I've never gone this long without getting a lock. There it goes. That was really unfortunate because I got very slow instances between getting a lock. But again, we're not timing it, this is for tutorials purposes, but you can see that the locks can be pretty RNG. Okay, and now we finished him off. So that ends that. You just want to wait for that QTE to expire, and then you go into the final QTE of the game, which you want to just flick the stick to the left a bunch. You can do this really, really quickly. It's going to be 3 times, and then you mash X, so that way the moment that prompt shows up, you hit that very quickly. And then it's going to be pushing and holding. It's going to be mashing B, and then holding right trigger and mashing B. You don't want to mash B too quickly at this point, because if you do it before the game actually registers it, you can soft lock. I actually lost a New Game Plus PB to that. And I had to redo the entire fight. So take the split second, wait for the prompt to show up, and then you'll be good to throw the final things at Vader. Now you're going to get the final prompt. The game's going to tell you to mash Y. You don't actually have to. It doesn't matter either way. You can just sit and watch Vader get absolutely destroyed but survive. And that's really all that you need to know. It doesn't matter which ending that you pick. Timing does end when you pick an ending, so you can mash either left bumper or right bumper throughout the final cutscene. It doesn't matter either way. I usually don't start mashing until Coda says he's the only one who really knows if Starkiller survived. But yeah, that's really all that you need to know in terms of speedrunning Star Wars The Force Unleashed 2, both 80% and New Game Plus. The strats are all the same. The biggest differences is the, you just have to menu and you have a little bit more health in New Game Plus. It doesn't really matter either way. You pick whichever category you like best. My personal favorite is all holocrons. I think it has some really cool strats in it. But you can always show that off. You can learn that category if you're interested, or just run any percent in New Game Plus. I did an any percent tutorial because that's just the most popular category, and I want something that's just more updated for what most people are playing, which actually right now there isn't anybody playing this game, but that's okay. That's why I'm making another tutorial, so we can get more people to play it. So, right here is when I start mashing, so that way then the moment you have the prompt show up, you mash and time. And that is Star Wars The Force Unleashed 2 any%. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I hope it was really helpful in helping you guys to learn some of the ins and outs of the run, as well as how to prevent the game from crashing, and how to run the game with some of the more updated strats. If you have any questions, there will be a link to the Discord in the description below of every single video, as well as there will be a link to my Twitch channel. You can ask me whatever questions that you may have. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoy running the game. Thank you guys again, and good luck to all of your runs, or if you're just trying this game out, feel free to give it a whirl. It's a super great game. Yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and may the Force be with you.